Hello everyone. Welcome to Beast World tonight. I'm Lexus Chen. Thank you so much for joining today's sharing. So everybody now, I can see your face from Indonesia, from Malaysia, and also from all around the world. Thank you so much to join today. So today's sharing is very important for you. It's about beauty, how to be beauty. And during these few years, by the development of the technology, everybody got a smartphone, right? So most of the time, you will use the smartphone, and many things it can help you. For example, during this year's last year, when we are facing the challenge and the pandemic of the COVID, so some of us we cannot go out, right? Cannot go out. So we start to use some information, the connection, the contact apps. For example, the Zoom, as you Zoom right now, as you join right now. So last year, when you start to use Zoom, no matter on work or on the family gathering or meet your friend, when you first time open the camera and show your face, did you have the same experience? You shout out, "Oh my God, this is me. Yes, I think some of you may have this experience about your appearance on our social media and also on the online connection apps. And also the second case is about yesterday. I meet my friend in the restaurant, and we find three ladies sit next to my table. They are enjoying the food, they are enjoying the gathering, and after they take some photo and take some videos, then all things become silent. Why? Because they are using the apps to beautify their photo and video before they share to social media. So this is the case about the technology, and also it's about a case of people start to pay much more attention on their appearance, how to look young and look beautiful. So we you have some more challenge. Do you want to look young for 5 or 10 years younger than your actual age? And do you want to live young? You can act like 5 to 10 years before. Yeah, the performance of your body is still very amazing. But you have a lot of challenge. For example, before I mentioned, it's about the safety of the food and also the pollution of the environment and also some habit. For example, bad habit, smoking, alcohol consumption, and overeating. And also you face stress from your family, money, and also from your work. And also final, maybe some of you are lack of exercise and also lack of sleeping. So if you continue in these manners, you will get premature aging, and also we have more disease costs and eventually will kill you. So what is the solution? How we can be beauty and also look young, feel young, and our health is very good and always in a good situation. And without taking any medical surgery and have a big expenses. Yeah, right now. We need to have the solution. It's very lucky today we invited a gentleman from Australia who have more than 30 years experience on anti-aging research. And also, he is also one of the member of Biswell Smart Lab panel. So let's welcome Dr. Fernando Cortizo. Hello, good evening, Dr.
Hey,
Fernando.
hi, good evening. Nice to be here again tonight.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Dr. Fernando,
We are
for
very,
your
very happy to be here.
yeah. Yeah. So Dr. Fernando is always look young and also living young. So now today he have a lot of information can help us and share with us to have more tips to be young. Okay. So during Dr. Fernando's sharing, you may have a lot of questions about the beauty topic, right? Today's topic. So no problem. You can just leave the message in the live chat of Zoom. Okay. Then we will have a question and answer session after Dr. Fernando's sharing. So if you have any question, just leave a message here. We will pick some of the question and give you the answer. Okay, so we cannot wait anymore. So Dr. Fernando, please start your sharing today.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am very happy to be here and happy that you decided to join us. It's always very exciting for us to be able to talk about these very important topics. As you know, aging is one of the major concerns that we have, and staying young is a very important priority because time is limited. Yeah, the only thing that we have really in our side is time, and when time's getting short, we try to look the best that we possibly can. Okay, now tonight we are going to talk about natural beauty, and this is a very important topic. Natural beauty is a concept that it reflects in many ways what we are looking for. We are looking for a way, a mechanism, or a system, or a program, maybe a lifestyle, so that we can actually look as beautiful naturally as possible. Okay, now that applies mostly to girls, but men also can look naturally beautiful if they're healthy. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about a particular set of information. I have a presentation here for you, which I will share. And please look at the information and then make sure that let me see if I can. Okay, so we are screen sharing now. Let me put that. I don't know how to work through some of these systems for you. Okay, so here we are. So what we are looking at is what we call natural beauty. And then many times people ask me, what does that mean? What is actually natural beauty? What is the concept, the idea behind natural beauty? And I have an idea which I need to share with you. Now, natural beauty is not Photoshop, okay? It's not Photoshop. Now, most of us actually have made efforts to look as good as we can on the screen, right? But in reality, we try to use Photoshop to help us to look better, trying to hide our flaws, right? We try to hide our wrinkles. We try to hide our aging look, if you know what I mean. So our aging look is something that made us look embarrassing. So we are embarrassed, we are shy about our current situation, if this is what we call it. But natural beauty is a sense of beauty that is different from Photoshop, right? I remember we have with us today our guests, our friends, many people who have different careers. We have doctors as well. We have scientists, and then I have to tell you, we are not trying to give you medical advice. So if you need medical advice, it's always important to go to your local practitioner, your family practitioner, go to your medical professional, family doctor, right? And then remember that we are always providing you this information for educational purposes and to assist you to modify your current lifestyle. That is the main purpose of what we do, okay? So what does natural beauty mean? This is an important question. So often we see this question presented to us. What is natural beauty, okay? Now, if you look at the dictionary, it says they're looking good with no artificial processing, okay? And not using chemical additives, not using creams, other chemical substances, okay? And we seem to be, or appear to be, looking in a natural state, okay? Looking like yourself, or perhaps true to your own nature, okay? Now, I think the natural beauty is, in fact, looking healthy. And I have to tell you that looking healthy is something that it is possible to perceive, to understand, and to see, okay? Sometimes people look healthy, and you know this, right? Often you see people and you say, wow, this lady is a natural beauty. Oh, this man also naturally handsome, natural beauty. And I think that the most important information that we get when we look at someone and we consider the person to be natural beauty is that their image shows us a state of good health, okay? So when you look at yourself in Zoom and you see your skin and you see your if you want, your aura, people call it aura, the energy around you, okay? You look at your hair, but don't look at my hair, but you look at your hair, right? And you look at your face, and more importantly, you have to look at your body, the shape of your body, right? Is there a sense of fitness that comes through your image, okay? Is a sense of health and well-being, okay? Now I tell you, one of the biggest problems with accelerated aging, with fast aging, is smoking, okay? So I can tell a smoker by looking at someone's face immediately, right? Because we know that smoking, unfortunately, although it can be enjoyable, it causes very significant aging, especially on the skin, okay? So smoking is one of those things that will show you whether someone is looking healthy or not. But remember, natural beauty is about the sensation that we get from looking at you and getting a sense of health, of good health, okay? It comes through your image altogether, right? You can see it, you can feel it, you can sense that, you can observe it, okay? And there is no Photoshop involved. That's very important. So how important is our look? Remember that we are not concentrated only on the skin, okay? We are talking about health, we are talking about your fitness, we're talking about your body, and talking about your hair. However, the skin is extremely important because it's the first impression, right? It's our first impression of someone is a fact, the skin. Now, some people tell you that the first impression, what do they say? That kesan pertama, right? Kesan pertama is, in fact, hair, okay? For some people. For other people, is looking at the skin, especially the face, right? Now, I personally tend to look at the body. So I look from the neck down, and then I see perhaps a true indication of anti-aging, okay? Now, how important is the skin? Remember, the skin is extremely important. It's our biggest organ. That means our largest organ, right? So it's bigger than the heart. It's bigger than your lungs. It's bigger than your intestinal system. It's bigger than everything, okay? And it's important because it picks up hot and cold. So it can tell you with a sensation. You know, it's a place where you sense temperature. So is it hot or is it cold? It's very important to avoid damage, right? Because if you don't have that, you'll be putting your hand on the fire all the time, okay? So the skin is very important to prevent damage from the environment and to tell us what is happening outside, what is happening in the environment, okay? Now, another important function of the skin is detoxification. Very, very, very important. And then sweat is a way for the body to detoxify, to remove excess water, to remove excess elements that come from the activity inside the body, right? Often the sweat, it comes through every part of the skin, not just on your head, on your face. Sweat flows from every part of the body, from every part of the skin. Now, also remember that the skin is important to regulate our body temperature. And one of the most important roles of the skin is immunity. Believe it or not, that the skin is there to protect us from the environment. It is our protection mechanism, and also trains the immune system to deal with infections and disease, okay? So often when your skin is not healthy, you begin to see signs of surface infections on your skin. Sometimes infections go inside the body from the skin. You begin to see problems taking place because the skin has broken down. So remember, the skin is a very important barrier, and it's a very important system of immunity, okay? It's in fact the first immunity system, okay? It's the first part that the bacteria find or viruses find when they meet you, okay? Now, how much skin do we have? We have a lot of skin. And this information you can read later by yourself, but altogether it's about 2 square meters. So if you think of an area 2 meters long, 1 meter wide, that's the size of your skin. It's quite big. It's very, very, very big, actually, when you think. The only thing bigger, in surface area is your lungs. Peru, right? Your Peru is actually when you extend your lungs, you will probably cover a tennis court. But the skin is very large, okay? It accounts by 15% of your body weight, okay? 15% of your body weight is in fact skin. There's about 17 kilometers of blood vessels flowing through the skin. So it's quite irrigated or filled with blood vessels. This is when you cut yourself, there's so much bleeding. It's because there's a lot of blood coming through the skin. And it's very important to control body temperature, right? So when you get cold, more blood will flow to your skin to help you. And when it gets hot, the same thing happens because it's trying to evaporate the heat as well. So the blood flow is important for temperature control. Now it's very thick in your feet. So now you know that your feet are about 1.4 millimeters thick. And also your eyelids are in fact the thinnest of all your skin, about 0.2 millimeters, okay? Now, listen to what I'm going to tell you this. The skin is in a constant state of renewal. So the skin is actually moving around. It's actually dying and shedding off, it's going off into the environment. And every 28 days, your complete skin will renew itself, right? Every 28 days. So there is hope for us in that every 28 days, we have a chance to have brand new skin, okay? So your skin is dying constantly. In fact, it's one of the biggest problems when you look at pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, and when you look at chips, the electronic chips for your cell phone, because the skin from the operators is constantly producing 30,000 to 40,000 cells every minute. So the body is constantly, and if you're moving fast, it's constantly shedding particles of skin, of dead skin cells, right? Now, some people say that more than half of the dust in your home is actually dead skin, okay? And we know through some studies that almost 3/4 of the dust in your carpets, in Australia, we use carpets quite a lot, and we always get a lot of dust. And I looked outside and I see no dust coming from outside. So I don't know where the dust is coming from, okay? And then I learned that about 3/4 of the dust in your carpets is actually dead skin, right? And a lot of the dust from your dead skin is on your mattress in your bedroom, okay? And that dead skin is the one that feeds some of them organisms, small organisms that live on your mattress, okay? Because the dead skin is always there. And so we produce, humans as a whole, we produce about 1 billion tons of dust on the Earth atmosphere every year. Imagine this, 1 billion tons, 1,000 million kilograms of dust produced by humans into the atmosphere. So you can see how important the skin is. It's actually very large, okay? It's constantly renewing itself every 28 days. And, we find the skin produces dust, which goes into our homes, our carpets, and in the environment as well. Now, there's also a lot of bacteria in your skin. Now, remember that, there's a lot of information coming through which shows how important bacteria are for our health, for our intestinal system, for our gut, for our skin also, okay? And often people have problems with infections, with rashes on the skin, allergies, and so on. And it's because often what we do is we disturb the bacteria on our skin. And often the doctors will give you what we call a pH 5 soap, a pH 5 shampoo, right? Which seems to be more beneficial for our bacteria in our skin, for protection and for the health of the skin. So the pH 5 is in fact acidic. Our skin is in fact acidic skin, right? It's asam, if this is what we call asam. It's actually acidic, okay? And the pH, of the normal pH of the skin is around 5 to 6, okay? Now, when we damage our skin, the skin can actually repair itself by forming what we call scar tissue, right? And the scar tissue is, in fact, different to the normal skin, and is the body trying to recover from an injury on the skin, right? So this is a healing process. It's a process where the skin is generating new skin to stop and to repair that damage, okay? Now, if you've tried to bring your skin against friction or pressure, for example, with shoes, okay? Or in any other ways, other mechanisms of friction, all right? Like rubbing your skin, okay? Very hard. You will find that you have what we call a callus, right? And a callus is a lot of the skin which is being accumulated due to friction or pressure, okay? And so sometimes we find that the skin is connected to our muscles as well, okay? It's sending signals to our muscles, not to our brain, right? To the spinal cord. And it reacts more quickly to heat and pain so that our muscles can respond to that more effectively without going through our brain, okay? We have many receptors on the skin, and actually they respond to pain and touch and sensation and pleasure in different temperatures as well. Now, one of the important things that you have to take with you today is that changes in your skin can sometimes, more often than not, it signals a change in your overall health. It means that sometimes when you see changes in your skin, what we see is a change, in fact, in our overall health. You know that we spoke before about immunity and the skin. Now, I'm included here a reference for you, okay? And then this reference will show you how important the process of the skin is in generating immunity. Please spend your time researching this. You can click on this link in here. Make sure you get a copy of this presentation and click on this link, and you will see how important the research is in terms of immunity and the skin. And what they discovered, in fact, okay, that the skin is an incredibly important area for many inflammation processes and for immunity against infections, against tumor immunity, against cancer immunity, also related to autoimmunity and allergies. So the skin in itself is in fact a very important area of action where the body actually learns immunity against some diseases, infections, and also tumors, okay? So please read this information. Make sure that you have time to go back into it. I'm not going to discuss it anymore tonight because we don't have time, okay? Okay, so what is, people ask me this question, it's a very important question. What actually affects your skin? Now, if you tell me to rate the possible causes of aging or the effects on the skin from 1 to 100, I will give you number one is the sun. And it has been shown clearly that the sun has a very significant effect in early aging of the skin. Now, just to test that, if you have a car, just look at your right hand and your left hand and compare both left and right hand. And what you will see is that the right hand always looks older than the left hand, right? Now, I ask you to test that for you. You have a look at your, just compare both your hands, the right hand and the left hand. Compare it. And then you'll see the difference. You will see that you have more pigmentations on your right hand than your left hand. Now, this is in Indonesia, in Australia, in a few other countries that we drive, okay, on the left-hand side of the street. And then the car is on the left, and then we are sitting on the right of the car. So our hands is always exposed to the sun through the steering wheel, right? And then we actually leaning against the window of the car. Now imagine that just that exposure while we are driving is enough to cause accelerated aging of the skin. Now, if you ask me again, the sun is the biggest, most significant agent of aging. Okay, so if you want to stay young, be careful with the sun. I'm not telling you to stay away from the sun. The sun is very important, right? But you need to protect the skin that you want. So I normally I spend about 15 minutes, 20 minutes under the full sun, okay? And for me, that is enough. Now, Australians tend to be under the sun for hours and hours because they love the beach. And Australia has very high UVB light density. So it is you will, if you are in Australia, you will have a good life, but you will age very fast, okay? And I can tell you that I can see this. I spent 45 years in Australia, and I can tell you the Australians look amazingly healthy when they're very young. But as they get to 40s and 50s, they look extremely aged. And the aging process is primarily caused by the sun, okay? Now, other things that make your skin older before time are high glycemic index. Now we know that foods and diabetes have a very important effect on your skin, okay? Food and diabetes have a very important effect. Insulin insensitivity is one of the major issues which affects the functions of the skin. And also it affects the production of collagen on your skin. So you cannot renew your skin as often as you should, okay? So high glycemic index in foods and also diabetes, that means high sugar, right? And I'm going to show you more information on this. Skin inflammation caused by allergies, chemicals, and infections. Now, remember that in Indonesia, we have more challenges because of environmental issues. So you have more, you're more likely to be affected by certain chemicals, maybe infections because of the weather, you know, it's a warm, it's a tropical place. So we tend to have more issues of skin inflammation. Another important factor that affects the skin is hormone imbalances. The main hormone that we lose, which makes us older before time, is growth hormone, okay? So the loss of growth hormone is one of the major issues which drives premature aging, okay? Now, many experiments that have been done before, clinical trials, in fact, with patients would get injected with growth hormone, right? I guarantee you that once you have patients that you recover the growth hormone by injection, they begin within 3 months to 6 months, they begin to look much, much younger, okay? They begin to look, you know, their skin is getting better. I will show you one probably next time we talk. The skin gets better, the signs of aging, you know, the droopiness of these muscles on the face tends to improve. So people begin to look like they had a facelift, okay? And that is growth hormone injections on a daily basis. The only problem is that personally, I don't like to be injected daily with anything, right? Unless I have to. So the daily growth hormone injection is a problem for me, okay? And also you cannot use it for very long. You can only use it for about 1 month to 2 months. Otherwise, you stop producing your own growth hormone. Okay, so if you use growth hormone for a long period of time, you will have problems, right? You will have problems, but you can increase your growth hormone naturally. You can increase your growth hormone naturally, and I'm going to show you how. So remember, the sun also, again, we already mentioned the sun as number one. Pollution in the environment is very important because it affects the skin. And we have the challenge in Southeast Asia. In some places there is more pollution. It's more difficult to control because the population, the number of people is very high, okay? And then the systems are not in place. So we're not really ready to control pollution yet, but we're getting there. I think that Indonesia has improved quite a lot over the years since I remember being in Indonesia many years ago. Has improved quite a lot and it's going to continue to improve. So very soon, I think we're going to have pollution under control. I'm very confident. Now, chemicals, detergents and soaps, especially, you know, the repeated use of detergents to wash dishes, to wash clothes, it has an important effect on your skin, not just on your hands, but also in other parts of the body, because you absorb the detergents into your body by touch, okay? So, you know, I was looking at trying to find out, to answer this question for you, what is the worst habit for premature aging? What is what people do that makes them older, right? What is the habit? And then I looked at the Academy of Dermatology in America. It's called the American Academy of Dermatology. And then they published a study. I already listed the study there for you to look at. The study says, okay, that the diet containing lots of sugar and other refined carbohydrates, you know, carbohydrates can accelerate aging. So eating too much sugar can prematurely age your body, okay? How does it do that? How? By increasing chronic disorders, chronic diseases like obesity, inflammation, diabetes, right? And cardiovascular disease, and acting directly on your skin. And there is a mechanism that takes place, okay, whereby the sugar becomes glycated sugar. It means a modified sugar, which then has an inflammatory effect on the skin, okay? So we talked about what affects the skin. Skin nutrition is a very important science, and then it's a real science, right? We call this beauty from the inside out. How can you achieve proper skin nutrition, okay? What do we have to do? What do we have to do to have optimal skin nutrition, okay? So the first step to maintain a good skin is eating well, okay? Fundamentally, you have to find foods that have a low glycemic index, right? I hope you can see that there. A low glycemic index is the key to staying young, okay? A low glycemic index is things like, you have to look at the tables of glycemic index, and you'll find certain foods which should not be eaten. And I'll give you an example of that. Potatoes are delicious, right? But potatoes have a very high, this is white potatoes, very high glycemic index. Sweet potatoes is much better because sweet potato has a much lower glycemic index. Mushrooms have a very low glycemic index, okay? Fruits have very high glycemic index, very high. So we are looking for glycemic indices that are below 20 for our diet. I will show you another time a table so you can decide what you want to eat as your skin nutrition, right? So along with the proper diet and taking care of your skin nutrition through supplements as well can give you the elements to maintain a very healthy skin. Now, often people ask me this question, do I have to eat just natural food to have the elements for a good skin? And my answer is no. And I'll tell you why my answer is no. Because people ask me this question all the time. They say, why do I need to take supplements? Do I really need to take supplements? Okay, this is a very important question. Do we need supplements to survive? And my answer to them is, if you live in a world that is pure and is clean, where the fruit that you eat and the vegetables and the food, it's clean without chemicals and is fresh, and it has not been stored in a fridge for 1 year, then you don't need supplements. But in our current situation today, where the apples that we use, and some of the apples can look very beautiful like that. No, you go to Australia supermarkets and the apples look amazing, right? But let me tell you that those apples, they have been on a cold storage for up to 2 years, right? They've been sprayed with compounds so that they don't become black under vacuum, okay? Under vacuum. And they're sprayed normally with about 13 or 14 pesticides and fungicides, okay? Now, those apples look amazing because they have been engineered to look 90% red. They look beautiful, but they have no nutritional value. And many of the studies that have been done before in Australia, comparing organic food with normal food from the supermarket, it shows clearly the food from the supermarket has much lower nutritional value, right? Much lower. And I'm talking about almost 70 to 80% less. But when you look at the organic food, it looks bad. Because why? They don't use chemicals, right? They don't use chemicals. And because they don't use chemicals, the fruit becomes affected, deformed in shape, sometimes by hail, sometimes by the rain, sometimes by infections on the fruit. So it doesn't look the same. So people think that organic food, oh, it doesn't look very nice, but it's absolutely nutritious. It has very high nutrition. So what do you need to do is to use either normal food, natural food, or supplements of good quality supplements that have vitamin A, B complex, vitamin C is very important for the skin, right? Zinc is very important for the function and the health of skin. Essential fatty acids, especially medium chain fatty acids, they call MCT. Now remember this, the MCT is a medium chain fatty acid, which is extremely important for the development of good skin as well. It has many functions, but skin is very important. Proteins are very important. Amino acids are very important. People ask me, should I use collagen? You know, the Japanese people, they love to use collagen for the skin. So what is collagen? Okay. Collagen is in fact a protein, right? It is a protein that comes from the cartilage of cows, animals, right? You can use also collagen from chickens, right? So collagen is essentially a protein and amino acids. So if you have a good quality source of protein and amino acids, you don't have to use collagen, right? Because the good source of proteins and amino acids is enough for you, is enough for the health of your skin. Now, a lot of the time people ask me this question: should I use oral nutrition versus skincare regime? You know, often people have they have cosmetics, skin products that have vitamin C, right? They have other vitamins. Now, are they successful or not? So my thinking is that the treatment on the skin are very superficial, okay? They are not going to resolve the issues of your accelerated aging. So I prefer oral nutrition. It's superior, it's better, right? Because it gives the body the elements to produce new skin, okay? To maintain old skin and to repair damaged skin. So the oral nutrition, okay, will maintain your skin flexible. It will maintain your skin free of skin pigmentation and blemishes, and defects on your skin, if you use oral nutrition. Now, the skincare regime, it can be effective. It can be, but it is very superficial. It's only temporary. And then you will use products to help your skin to look better, to cleanse your skin to look better. But after that, 95% of people will use very heavy makeup. So what is the skincare regime about in our society? Is in fact a hiding process, right? We use massive amount of cosmetics, right? Of foundation, and they use foundation to cover all the damages, the skincare imperfections, to cover the wrinkles, right? There's even products these days that actually help you to hide the wrinkles for a few hours, so you can go to the party like Cinderella, right? You go to the party and you look so beautiful and so young, but after 4 hours, these skincare products begin to wear off, to disappear, and then you go back to your original look. So unfortunately, I see this in television. Some of my family, my children are actors on TV on a daily basis, and I can see people on the screen and I can see people outside the screen all the time. And I can tell you that you will not recognize these people. because they use massive amounts of cover to hide the imperfections, to have a beautiful look. So it is really a Photoshop phase, honestly, with cosmetics, because it's not the real person. It is a completely different person. So I prefer oral nutrition because it will give you in the long term a beautiful skin and naturally looking skin without for you to have to hide your imperfections with many layers of cosmetics, right? This is very possible. Now let's see how we can achieve that. So how can we improve the skin overall? And I'll tell you very basically, you can check for yourself, okay? That if you don't get enough nutrition through your diet, you have to have good supplementation, okay? You have to have good supplementation. And then you need to use vitamin A, very important for skin, vitamin B complex. Most people are B complex deficient. You need to use vitamin C for collagen. Zinc is very important because it stops inflammation of the skin, right? It's, essential fatty acids, as we spoke before, and the proteins to build new skin, okay? So this is very important in the form of supplementation. Now, you can actually eat your way to fabulous skin, okay? And then often what we say to people is that if you, and I'm sorry if you're disappointed that I'm not showing you how to use cosmetics, right? Because that's really not my job. My job is to show you how you can get to a natural beauty without having to use many different cosmetics and cover everything up, right? So you have to stay hydrated. Water is very important because we see that often the people are not hydrated enough, and you can see that in their skin, okay? The skin is dull, it's not shiny. Well, mine is shiny because I have no hair, but it's shiny with the lights, right? And so it's hydration is very important. You need to eat diet that is healthful, the healthy diet, okay? You need healthy fats. And then often what we use is caloric or calorie restriction diet to help people to improve their skin. And you need to go for low glycemic index carbohydrates. Remember that, okay? Now, I was telling you before about the studies in the US where they found that if you take sugar goes into, sugars bind to your collagen, okay? And your elastin, the proteins in your skin, okay? It's a process that we call glycation, okay? Glycation. So the products that are produced through glycation, we call them AGEs, right? AGEs. These substances, they damage the protein that keep your skin young. Because of sugar becoming or being affected by glycation, okay? You will have wrinkles, sagging of your skin and your face, aging spots, and very swollen and sallow skin. It means skin that doesn't look healthy. So sugar, again, is fundamentally one of the biggest problems for accelerated aging, okay? Now, detoxification is also a very important part of the skin. And why is it important for your skin? It's because there is a connection between the bacteria in your gut and this skin, the health of your skin. So we now know, and then we're going to talk about it in future presentations, how important the gastrointestinal system, the gut, is, and how important the bacteria that live in the gut is to keep your brain functioning, to keep your immune system running, okay, to keep your muscles fine-tuned, to keep your skin in good health, okay? It's a very important relationship between the health of your gut and the health of your skin. Now, we know that toxins accumulation, if you have poor detoxification, it causes skin appearance problems. That we see this often, right? That when you have poor detoxification and an increase in toxin in your body, your skin becomes dull and it becomes irritated and it begins to peel away, peel off, right? We now know that a healthy gut means a healthy skin. That is extremely important. So in the future, we are planning to concentrate on some of these elements which keeps your healthy gut in that state. It keeps your gut at a healthy, tip-top state and producing a very healthy skin. Now, can you exercise your way to younger skin? I will tell you, absolutely you can, right? Absolutely. So how do we do this? All right. Now, my first advice for you is don't exercise outside. I'm sorry to tell you. If you go outside, you have to cover up. Okay. Just spend a short time under the sun. But if you go outside for 1 hour, 2 hours run, or 3 hours walk, when you come back, you will have a lot of damage in your skin, right? So you exercise, try to exercise indoors. And I think for Indonesia, it's very important to exercise indoors. I do that indoors all the time. You know, I exercise 3 to 4 times a day for 5 minutes. Okay. So, and I will tell you what I do. But very important that if you have a young body, a youthful body, you will have a youthful skin, right? You'll see that. When you look at the skin and you look at the body, they look healthy, right? But you will never see a healthy skin on a person that has an aging body, on a body that is not healthy, right? Now, which exercise should we do? Which exercise is better for a young body and skin? Now, let me tell you, I know you're going to disagree, and it's okay. You know, I'm only going to tell you what the research says. Now, the research that I've seen, it shows that when you compare aerobic training, right? Aerobic training with other forms of training, okay? Aerobic training is good for younger people, okay? It's better, it's more successful for younger people. But for older people, you need a different type of exercise. And we've chosen what we call HIIT. You know, I don't know if you heard of HIIT, HIIT. It's called high intensity intermittent training, okay? Now, HIIT is a very simple process. Whatever exercise you do, let's say that you run, or you decide to go upstairs in your house and downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, right? Or you decide to use a bicycle, or you decide to use a exercise bike, staying at home. That's what I normally use, right? Whatever the exercise you do, you don't have to change it. But what you have to do is like this. You exercise after you warm up, okay? After you do slight warm up exercise, you do 30 seconds maximum speed. You follow what I'm telling you? It is maximum speed. It means if you're on an exercise bicycle, or for 30 seconds, you pedal the bicycle as fast as you can. You push yourself to the maximum, okay? You will be tired, you will be exhausted. It's only 30 seconds, right? You push your muscles to go as fast as possible. Now, if you're lifting weights, like this lady here, you see here, you need to do that the same way. Maximum effort, maximum. If you're running, just sprint for 30 seconds, maximum effort. And then you stop for 30 seconds. You rest for 30 seconds, and then you do it again 10 times, okay? Now, as you progress in the future, you can do it 20 times, 15 times, 25 times, 30 times, right? But this is very simple. So how long should you use to exercise? I'll tell you what I use. I use 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And I can tell you that I lose more fat, I get more muscle, and then my heart rate is healthier and my breathing is healthier when I use 5 minutes of this exercise and not 2 hours of running, right? Now, before I told you this, try not to run long runs. Running is good, but for a short time, occasionally. If you do it intensively, it's good for your aerobic training, but it will make you older very fast because you will be exposed to the sun, and then you have this problem, okay? And the problem is that as you do aerobics for a long time, you will find that the exposure to this prolonged exercise, it decreases your metabolism. It doesn't increase it, it decreases your metabolism. So long aerobic exercise training decreases your metabolism, and it will stop you from controlling your weight, right? You follow me, right? Now, the question that you're going to ask me is, why is this? Why is this form of exercise, which is the HIIT, the high intensity intermittent training exercise, for 5 minutes a day only, right? Why is it better? And I will tell you why. Because when you increase the intensity of the exercise, you increase human growth hormone. Now, the studies have shown that human growth hormone goes up. It will increase significantly with high intensity training, but it will slow down after aerobic training, okay? So aerobic training has a function only in certain ways, in certain situations. But for us to have a youthful body and a youthful skin, HIIT, high intensity training, is the key. That's the most important one. We will talk about this in more detail later on, but if you want some advice, I can give you. Now, so what nutrients for the skin? What you're going to say to me, okay, so what do we eat for a healthy skin? What is necessary for a healthy skin? I will tell you, the nutrients that we spoke about before, vitamin A, vitamin C, okay, vitamin B, right? These are all important. Good protein and good amino acids is essential. But also, and please research this, fiber is extremely important in controlling the circulation of blood in the skin, okay? It improves the oxygen coming through the skin, right? It improves your skin look, the appearance of your skin, right? From inside to outside. So fiber has a really amazing effect. And then some of the people that work with fiber, now have a look at some of the studies that have been done in men, okay? That it shows the dietary fiber, okay, has an effect on the bacteria in our body, controlling inflammation. So fiber, good quality fiber, it helps in controlling inflammation of the skin, like rashes and acne, okay? Because it controls inflammatory episodes. It controls the inflammation condition, right? Now, we know that constipation has been linked to skin problems for a long time, right? And fiber resolves, it fixes constipation, as you know, right? Now, we also know that there is an important mechanism where the fiber controls the bacteria, the microorganisms in our gut, giving a fantastic control and support to the skin, okay? So this has been researched, has been published in the NCBI. I showed you this last time. This is a very important publication from the American government. You please check it out, and then you will see, we can discuss it another time, but that's all the information relating to fiber, research in fiber and the skin. Now, what else does fiber do? If you use fiber, especially psyllium husk, okay, it can flush toxins out of the body. It improves the health and appearance of your skin, and it will, as we said before, support and improve constipation. So fiber, we know also, it alleviates bloating and gas, okay? It helps to controlling bloating. So it will help you with your weight management, and it helps you with energy production, and also it improves your hair, your skin, and your nails. So it has an overall effect, okay? Through detoxification. So detoxification support by fiber would give you many positive results, okay? So what is the best program for natural beauty? Okay, so we say always, it doesn't come in a bottle. It is not a single product, okay? It is a program, and the program is you need to use nutrition with antioxidants, with vitamins, with essential fatty acids and medium chain fatty acids, with fiber, okay? Low glycemic index, very, very important, because we know that sugar affects your skin, it ages your skin. Okay, you have to restrict calories intake for a few weeks. So if you do calorie restriction for a few weeks, a short program, it can help you. But then you have to maintain low calories as part of your diet. Okay, so you start with a restriction of calories for a few weeks, and then you maintain, going back to your original diet, but lowering your calories. Okay, you need to exercise using HIIT regularly. High intensity interval training for a few regularly as long as you can. Now, I personally use this at least 3 or 4 times a day, but you can do it once a day, or you can do it once every 2 days. And good amount of hydration. So hydration is essentially one of the important elements for a healthy skin. So that is your best combination for a natural program, for natural beauty, right? So what program can I use? That's a very important point, that I would use the Isholution program. And because, why is this? So I've been asked before, very important question. Can the Isholution program actually help in restoring my aging skin? And my answer is yes, absolutely. As long as you combine the nutrition with the calorie restriction and exercise. Okay, so this program, as you're probably aware, is a program that depends on 2 very specific products. Okay, which will provide you with nutrition. It will provide you with minerals, amino acids, and hydration. Okay, and it will help you to gear your dietary program, right, your eating habits, to a much healthier pattern altogether. Now, we use these 2 particular products, which have many of the elements that we're looking for in terms of supporting the health of the skin, right? We have the ISO dietary fruit juice, which is a combination of very important compounds, fibers, nutrition. We have a concentrated form of tropical fruit juice, right, with very significant levels of antioxidants and other beneficial elements. So we find that ISO dietary fruit juice will support your detoxification concept, eventually providing you with blood cleansing, supporting your liver, supporting your colon, and providing you with a very good mechanism to increase detoxification and increase energy production, all of which will actually result in a much healthier skin. Now, the other one is the ISO dietary milkshake, which is a fantastic meal replacement. If you need a meal replacement that help you to stay full, to stay well-fed with good nutrition, dietary milkshake is the key. So it's a fantastic nutritious meal replacement. It's low in calories. Both dietary fruit juice and the nutrition, the meal replacement or dietary milkshake both have very low glycemic index. They have no gluten, right? Very rich in proteins, right? And very rich in fiber. And this particular one, the dietary milkshake, I believe that it has up to 27 different types of vitamins and minerals per serving, okay? So it's fantastic for that nutrition program to support the health of your skin. Now, you use it for 14 days, substituting your breakfast and your morning break with the dietary fruit juice. You can have lunch, afternoon break, also dietary fruit juice and dietary milkshake. Okay, total calories around 1,800 to 1,000. You don't have to be super strict with this, but around that level of calorie restriction will allow you comfortably to have a program for 2 weeks. We're not asking you for 14 days. We're not asking for 14 months. We're not asking for 14 years. It's just 14 days or 2 weeks. And then you will see very significant benefits coming after that. The maintenance program, it means that your final diet, that you can elaborate your diet yourself. It has to be around 1,800 to 2,000 calories. Currently, our diet programs, our diet, the way we eat normally is around up to 3,000 calories. So we have to reduce that by at least 30% to have a maintenance level. Now, this program in itself is in fact a fantastic program because it will provide you with fibers, solubles and insoluble. It will provide you with significant concentration form of antioxidants, especially in the form of pomegranate, which are very powerful forms of antioxidants. Turmeric powder, also anti-inflammatory, to support the control of inflammation. Inulin is a prebiotic, what we call, it supports good health, and then a fantastic source of high quality protein, tropical fruit powder, which with many significant benefits and other things as well. Now, altogether, at the end, I will say that Isholution program, I highly recommend it for many different reasons. If you're looking for a healthy skin, if you're looking for a natural looking body, you'd have to have good nutrition. You need to reduce your calories and control your diet, and you need to exercise, right? You will achieve all those objectives. It will help you to maintain your skin and natural beauty. It will help you to lose fat and shape up, and it help you to deal with the true causes of aging, because aging is in fact what we are concerned with, right? What we are looking for. It will improve detoxification, your level of energy, and it will improve your muscle mass. I guarantee you, your muscle mass will improve, your mobility and your strength and your stamina is going to go through the roof, right? So I highly recommend it. And I hope that we in the future are able to talk about some of these topics, especially exercise part, in more detail, because we have a lot more information that we can share with you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando, for your sharing about how to be a natural beauty. So I think all of you already get the tips. Yeah? So for the food and also from all the elements you can do. So Isholution is also a product and also solution benefits to your body health. For example, anti-aging, detoxification, and also help to boost up your immune system, metabolism, and also weight control, as mentioned. So it's really good not only for you, but also for your family member and your friends, okay? So as Dr. Fernando mentioned, we have the 14 days program, and also we have the detoxification program and maintenance program. So you can contact our branches to know more which program can benefit to your body, okay? So right now is the question and answer session. We will pick some of the question on the live chat in the Zoom. And also, if you have any question you want to ask Dr. Fernando, you can raise your hand. Just click the button, yeah, in the Zoom function bar. Then we will also open your mic and you can inform Dr. Fernando the question direct. Okay, so let's pick some question first. The first one, okay, let me see. Okay, so the first question, Dr. Fernando, is about, do I need to continue ISO product after I have seen some improvement on my skin? Yeah, whether they need to continue.
Well, if you can stay on that level of improvement in your current life, okay, in your current situation, of course you don't have to. But as we age, you know, collagen levels drop, and the elastin of the skin becomes less and less so. So we begin to see the aging parts of the skin to appear, and then we begin to be affected more and more and more by environmental UV rays, you know, from the sun, radiation, alcohol, smoking, and pollution. So we have to replenish constantly our skin with essential nutrients. So it is an ongoing process. It really is, as long as you want to look natural and you want to look healthy, right? So should you continue? Absolutely, you should continue, because it's like if you ask me this question, do I need to eat after now that I'm not hungry anymore? Should I eat anymore or give up eating altogether, right? And the answer is, of course, no, because the body needs nutrition constantly, in a constant supply, for us to be able to stay alive. Now, if you want to maintain your level of youth and maintain your efforts to improve your skin, you'll have to continue to feed your body with good nutrition, and you have to continue to exercise. You have to continue with a good quality lifestyle, right? As long as we are alive. Okay, so this is a long life project. This is not a project that you can do in 1 week or 2 weeks and 2 years or 3 years. It is a long life project, which is actually, it's going to keep you healthier, more alert. It's going to keep you happier, good quality of life, and you're going to have a wonderful long life. And also you're going to have a wonderful long look, beautiful look for as long as possible, but you have to maintain it. Okay.
Okay, thank you, doctor. Okay, the second question is about you mentioned detoxification, right? So how often should I detoxify my body? How often and when?
Mm-hmm. Well, the actual toxicity buildup happens on a constant level, right? So every time you eat, every time you breathe, right? Every time your heart is beating, right? You're producing toxins in the body that have to be removed. Okay, so the toxicity buildup is a long, constant process forever. Okay, that's the price that we pay for being alive, right? Now, how long we should maintain detoxification? Now, everyone has different reality, right? So some people have very good detox mechanisms, like they have a very fast operating liver function, okay? They have a fantastic perspiration to the skin, their gut system is very effective, so they need detoxification less often, right? But the majority of people need constant detoxification on a daily or weekly basis, or a monthly basis. You have to do it as long as possible. Now, if you have a particular skin condition, for example, and you use detoxification to control the skin condition, you'll have to experiment and to see what actually works for you. You have to see what detoxification process can I do to help my skin condition, okay? And you can start for, say, 7 days, or you can do it for longer. You can do a detoxification program for the basic body cleansing process in the first place, and then continue to experiment. So everyone has different needs, but I would advise people that if you really want to detoxify, then going in the Isholution program is the best way, because that has a controlled caloric intake. So you see the benefits of fat reduction. We suggest exercise. So now I'm going to try to get in the future more time so I can talk to you a lot more about the exercise part, specifically with details, right? How do we exercise, right? So if you can do the Isholution program with a nutrition part, with the calorie restriction part, with the exercise part, you have a perfect system, right? Perfect detox program, a perfect build up of your muscle mass. So again, everyone is different, but you should do this regularly. So detoxification is for regularly, constantly, and as often as we can. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, doctor. Okay, the next question. Okay, how do ISO product work to rebalance the nutrition in my skin?
Okay, so some of the important things are the rebalancing comes from the supply process. So you'll have the nutrition components of the ISO products, right, which are actually quite impressive in many ways. And you will find other products that have some similar products, some similar ingredients, right? We don't have to say that we are the only ones, but what we say is that this combination is the most effective combination by the way it was designed, okay? And then the program in itself is the most effective program by the way it's connected. We connect the calorie restriction and the exercise part and the support program, nutritional support, right? Now, the nutrition part, which is what you are, this friend actually asked, how do we rebalance the nutrition? Is we provide the basic building blocks, if you want, which are called amino acids, right? The essential fatty acids, what I call the MCTs, or medium chain triglycerides, which are extremely important fatty acids to boost the skin natural barrier. So it actually helps you to build the structure of the skin to support this function and also to support the protective part of the skin, right? It also boosts other activities of the skin, right? Now, when you include the the amino acids or the protein and include the fatty acids, you have other blends of vitamins and minerals which have an important impact, right, in affecting or improving your complexion, improving the functionality of the skin as well. Not just of the skin, of other parts of your body, but certainly the skin is one of the areas that is mostly improved by this, right? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. And also, next I saw some of our audience here, but a lot of questions here. So today I will pick some audience which can ask the question live, yeah, to you. So,
sure.
May I invite Miss Tricia Tristini? Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Yep. Hello.
Hello, Bu Tristini. Yeah,
hi,
thank you so
Tricia.
much.
Yeah, Dr. Fernando, thank you so much for the explanation. I have two questions actually. Is that okay? I ask two questions.
No problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Please.
Can ISO program, both the juice and the meal, can improve or reduce the blisters on the skin?
Okay. How are the blisters produced?
Actually, this is for my son. Sometimes he just scratch the skin,
right,
itchy, and then stay and become a blister.
Oh, okay. So your son, how old is he now?
22, and he is an special kid.
Oh, okay. So he cannot control his scratching very much. That's what the kids normally do at all ages, by the way. They're very naughty, no matter who they are. So they have this problem of uncontrolled scratching. I see them because the children feel the skin a lot more. Now, there's obviously a reason why he has itchiness, right? So the itchiness probably happens. If it happens often, it could be due to the inflammation. It could be due to allergies that you cannot detect. You don't know where they're coming from. It could be food related. It could be related to the environment. Maybe he's in the house or school or with friends or whatever, right? So many things that affect the function of the skin. So he's suffering from inflammation or he's suffering from some form of a skin condition that normally relates to immunity or it relates to gastrointestinal function, right? So we see, for example, constipation many times relating to skin conditions, right?
Yeah.
And then we see, psoriasis of the skin, which is related to the health of gastrointestinal system too, right? So sometimes, the actual itchiness is because there is a deficiency, for example, in vitamin B complex, right? It can cause itchiness on the skin. It could be an imbalance in nutrition as well. It's hard to tell, but often I tell you, I see it all the time. This is not the first time I hear this, right? I see it all the time. We see it very common. And so what I'll say is that if you address the gastrointestinal issues in terms of, he needs to drink proper amount of water, a good amount of fiber, right? Make sure you control constipation, okay? And then you will see an improvement on his skin, right? You will see a regular improvement. So you're gonna see less allergies and you're gonna see less itchiness. And so he's not gonna tend to scratch. And then so that will avoid the scratching and it will avoid the blisters as well, because the blisters come because the infection of the skin once you scratch, right? So it can help. Yeah, it will help him. And also I will tell you what else you should do. You should actually cut his nails, right? Because the children have a tendency to have longer nails because they resist mom and dad cutting the nails, right? So you have to control the length of the nails and make sure that you use a brush. And then when you wash your hands, his hands, you use a brush to clean under the skin, right? Under the nails. So you can prevent many infections like that too, right? And then what I would advise you, and this is not medical advice, this is just everyday life advice, use calamine lotion to help a little bit with the itchiness, or you can use another cream to help on the irritation, right? But calamine lotion normally helps quite a lot. But definitely ISO program can help him to restore the gut balance, to control probably a lot of these issues that come because of because of gut-related skin problems. But you have to try it. If he's 21, he's quite okay. You should try it, right? Okay, Theresia, what's your second question?
Thank you, doctor. The second one, you mentioned about reduce the calorie intake.
Yes.
Right? So actually, in terms of percentage,
yes,
how percentage that we have to reduce every day compared to our normal daily intake now?
Right. Okay. So the average intake now, Theresia, let me tell you, in America is about 3,500 calories per day, right? In fact, in some places in Chicago and New York is around 4,000 calories per day. Now, in Asia, the calorie intake is about 2,500 to 3,000, right? So normally you want to reduce by at least 30%. So you're targeting somewhere in between. It doesn't have to be too strict, but anything between 1,500 calories to 2,000 calories would be good. Right now, let me tell you, Theresia, that even if you reduce 1 calorie, right, only just 1 calorie, that is enough to in fact to help you to achieve your objectives with the program. Even 1 calorie is enough. So if you reduce it by 30%, 20%, 35%, you will be doing very well. Okay, so think about reducing the calorie intake by around 30%. You substitute at least 1 meal as a maintenance. You have to substitute at least 1 meal. Okay, you have to control the size of your meals at lunchtime and dinner, right? And again, I'll tell you, never eat after 8 p.m. right? Never eat after 8 p.m. if you can control that. Okay, go ahead. Now, we're still here, right? Yes, everybody's here. Any other questions?
Yeah, hello everyone. Okay, Miss Theresia, you still have question, right? Please wait.
I think she already given me 2 questions.
Okay.
All
okay,
right.
just one more question.
Thank you.
Theresia,
I just want to follow up the you mentioned about we have to stop eating after 8 p.m. But
yes, correct.
I take the ISO meal around 9 p.m. Is that
it's okay? No, it's okay, no problem. Now just use 8 p.m. as a target. But you know, what I'm looking for is for people to stop eating before 12 midnight, right? Because a lot of people, especially in Malaysia and in Indonesia, they eat after 12 midnight, right? And then they go to sleep at 1 or 2 o'clock. And then, you know, when they wake up, they feel very tired, no energy, and then they cannot control their weight. So I'm looking for if you can stop between 8 and 9, it's quite okay. So what I do is I'll tell you, I eat between 12 midday and 8 p.m. Okay. So, and then after 8 p.m, no more food, just water. I can drink tea, coffee, no sugar, right? I can drink a lot of water. I can eat a lot of coffee. I can eat a lot of tea. I normally drink green tea. So that's very important because by the time I wake up the next day and I exercise and I do things, I start to eat around 12 midday. So I have good 16 hours of no food, of fasting every day, right? So I do the Ramadan every day, right? You know, if you know what I mean. No, it's not strictly that, because in Ramadan you only eat, you don't eat in the day. It's only until sunset, right? So I eat between 12 to 8 every day. So the rest of the time, no food, right? Yeah. So that can help a lot. That can help a lot. Fasting, we know, is a very important part of weight control, but it's not so much the fasting, but it is the control of the time that you eat, right? So that seems to have a very important function, a very important effect, which will help you to lose weight much faster also, right? So if you can, children is very difficult, especially with your son. I don't know if you can manage him not to eat after hours, right? Because he's probably, eating late at night. The children always do that, right? They eat snacks and they eat milk and they eat fruit. So it's not time for them to be disciplined. But if they have a skin condition, it's good for them to control what they eat and the time, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando. Thanks.
No problem. My pleasure.
Thank you. So thank you all our audience, and also thanks Dr. Fernando, because the time limitation. So today we cannot answer you all question, but no problem. We will take the record of the question and also to send to Dr. Fernando and our product team for the answer, and we will send back to our branches. Then please contact our branches if you have any question today we cannot answer. Okay. So thank you so much, and also thank Dr. Fernando today. So next time, if anyone have question here, I will also pick you to do the live question here. So thank you so much. And now we will also share you some amazing information. It's about Isholution product, which we already shared with you during tonight's sharing. So the product, if you like it, this is not only for you, but also for your family member and your friend. Okay, so now it's already 2 days left. We finished our November. So take this opportunity. If you buy 14 days program, that means 2 boxes of iso milk and 2 boxes of iso juice. So remember, every day, 2 milk and 2 juice. Okay, then you keep 14 days. You will have a difference. Okay, just try. When you buy this package, you get 1 box of iso juice for free. And if you want to have 1 month consumption, okay, just choose the 28 days package. You buy 4 boxes of milk and 4 boxes of juice. Then you get 2 boxes of iso juice. This is really benefit to the detoxification of your body. And if you love this product, no problem. We have 56 days packages. So you buy 8 boxes of iso milk and 8 boxes of iso juice. Then you get 2 boxes of iso juice and 1 box of iso milk. So it's more than 2 month consumption. So the last 2 days in this November, just contact our branches and to buy and start the Isholution program now. Okay, so this is the first amazing news for you. So just keep following. And the second is about Isholution challenge. Now we already start the round 3. So just keep to take video about your healthy lifestyle, and also you take iso product. Okay, just share this video to the social media, and after every run, send back the link to our branches. Then you will have the opportunity to win the free iso product and free Alpha Spin Galaxy and more rewards. Okay, just keep follow and also keep posting your Isholution healthy lifestyle video to the social media. Okay, so this is the amazing information for you in this week. And also thank you so much to join today's sharing. But right now, everyone, can you open your mic and also open your camera today? Okay, so everyone, now it's very important. Just say thank you to Dr. Fernando together. Thank you, Dr. Fernando.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando.
Thank you.
Terima kasih. Thank you,
Dr. Fernando.
Fernando.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando.
Dr.
Fernando.
You can see everybody now,
Thank
all the
you.
beautiful faces.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Bye-bye.
And in the
Thank
coming
you.
December,
Thank you, Mr. Chen.
we will have
Thank you, Dr. Fernando.
Thank you. Fernando, thank you.
Baik, sehat-sehat semua.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
So thank you, everyone. Right now, we will also keep inviting Dr. Fernando to share us more information in the coming December. Please also follow our social media to know more about our sharing schedule, then to join our Isholution sharing by Dr. Fernando. Thank you so much. So everyone, goodbye and waiting to see you soon. Take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Take care. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Bye bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.